What's going on, everybody, and welcome to GNR Central. And today we're talking about the things that you may have missed in the Patience video. Now, I've always been a bigger fan of the live version of Patience, but as I get older, I'm really appreciating the version that's on the studio recording. And especially once again, considering it was re-released for the Appetite for Destruction reissue that also included most of the songs from GNR Live's Minus One in a Million. So let's get started with the opening scene with the band tracking the song in the studio. And you'll see the people in the studio playing with the volume knobs, and you'll see a bunch of liquor bottles on the table behind them, kind of insinuating that, okay, Guns N' Roses, while they did do a lot of work in the studio, they also knew how to kick back and relax as well. Now, Axel's seen wearing a shirt that looks like it has some sort of Asian writing on it, either Chinese or Japanese. For the sake of argument, let's just say it's Chinese, and maybe Axel was already thinking about Chinese democracy as far back as 1988. Patience would be the last Guns N' Roses music video to feature drummer Steven Adler, who would be kicked out in 1990 due to his debilitating drug addiction. Now, what's funny is Steven Adler never played on the recording of Patience, but he's still featured in the video in a few scenes. But when the band would play Patience live, they would change the arrangement so that they did have a little bit of drums in it, and this has continued on until present day when they perform the song live. The next scene, we see Slash wearing a scarf, which you don't really see him wearing a whole lot, but I gotta say he looks pretty badass wearing a scarf. The next scene, we see Slash's hotel room before he appears. You'll notice his top hat is lying on top of his guitar. Going back to Axel, you'll notice he's wearing a lot of jewelry in this video, especially a cross, which is something he's worn a lot on stage before and still does to this day. And then you'll also notice around his crotch area, he's basically got like a backstage pass or some sort of pass. And this is something he would sometimes wear on the Use Your Illusion tour as well. The next shot in the video, we see on the left-hand corner of the screen a very young Mike Klink, who is the main producer for Guns N' Roses, all the way from Appetite, going forward to the Spaghetti Incident, and of course their last recording with Slash, Duff, and Axel, Sympathy for the Devil. At one point in the video, we see Axel reading the lyrics off of the sheet. Now, it's pretty understandable since they had just probably written the song and he didn't know the lyrics off the top of his head, but it seems like something that's still continued to this day. Axel always has a monitor on stage in case he forgets the lyrics. So the Patience video was directed by Nigel Dick, who we have interviewed before. If you guys go to gnrcentral.com and search Nigel Dick interview, you'll find it. And he talked all about his music videos he's worked with Guns N' Roses on. He's also worked with a number of other artists, including Oasis, Britney Spears, Alice in Chains. And he had basically been the director for Guns N' Roses for all their videos before the Use Your Illusion record. So he did It's So Easy, which of course was never released until just recently. He did Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine, Paradise City, and of course this was one of the last videos he did with the band. Now, the video was filmed on Valentine's Day during 1989, with some of the shots being done at the record plant. So the hotel that they actually shot the video in was at the Ambassador Hotel, which was made famous because that's where Bobby Kennedy was assassinated in 1968. Now, at that time when they filmed the video, the hotel was inoperative and scheduled for demolition, but it wasn't demolished until 2006. Now, you'll notice that Axel uses 3 microphones in this video. There's one point where he's sitting next to Izzy smiling, singing, and then he gets up and starts singing in a separate microphone, and then towards the end of the song, he's swinging the other microphone, and then he starts singing the outro in that one. And then in the next scene, we see Slash wearing what was pretty much a trademark of his back in the day, which were his cowboy boots. The scene where we see Slash in the bedroom with the snake and the women, you may have counted there's 5 or 6 different women that are shown in the video over a sequence of time instead of just being the same woman over and over again. There's a split moment when Axel turns his head and you can see the back of his cap. You'll notice there's a Rip magazine logo as well as an MTV logo on the back of his hat. In the scene where Axel picks up the ringing phone and then seems to destroy it, you'll notice on the right-hand side of the screen, there's Axel's leather jacket with the skeleton outline on it. That one was a pretty common leather jacket he wore back in the 80s when he performed with the Rolling Stones, and then also when they most recently reunited in 2016 during their show at the Troubadour. Towards the end of the video, you'll see Axel turn and you can see how giant his belt is. It almost looks like one of the WWE WrestleMania winners' belts. Towards the end of the video, you'll see Axel sitting and he's wearing a Rip magazine shirt. So he was getting a lot of merchandise from Rip magazine back in the day. He had the hat. He did the commercial with Slash. You guys have probably seen on YouTube as well. And of course, you probably knew that Del James, his buddy, used to work for Rip magazine. You'll notice in this scene, Axel's seen watching the Welcome to the Jungle video, but there's a scene on TV that they show from the Welcome to the Jungle video that's not in the actual original video for Welcome to the Jungle. It's almost like a little Easter egg. And you can see Slash, Duff, and Axel chilling in the hotel room watching TV together. And the mood and expression that Axel has on his face when he's watching the Welcome to the Jungle video has led some fans to believe that he knew that Guns N' Roses was over as early as the GNR Lies album coming out. So that does it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if I missed anything on the Patience video. Let me know in the comment section below, and be sure to hit the like button and subscribe if you love GNR as much as I do. And go check us out on GNRcentral.com for the latest Guns N' Roses news, and go support us on Patreon if you want to see us continue to make videos like this. And go check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Take care.
Hey, this is Dizzy Reed from Guns N' Roses, and you're watching GNR Central. Yeah!